Hello, my name is Michael Price. I'm a sales recruiter. I have been for 24 years, believe it or not. I'm here to talk to you about a few different roles with a systems integrator that I've been dealing with for a while. They've gone from 9 to 13 to 15 million. 15 million was at the end of their accounts 2022. We're obviously now halfway through 2024. So quite what that number looks like now, I'm not sure, but they just seem to be growing very quickly. They're privately owned, and as long as I've ever dealt with them, they're dynamic, they change a lot, and that's the nature of the culture. And this next phase of growth is they've created an org chart, which I will share with you, to enable several different pieces of hiring. They're a large transformation services company. So what do they actually sell? They sell bodies to deal with big transformation projects, and I would say the deals now are pretty much 500k plus. And it's a grand title, but really I would consider them to be a mini Accenture. Microsoft does underpin a lot of the deals that they do. They're a Microsoft partner. That's not the only technology they use, but actually bear in mind they're selling services. That's what they're really trying to sell. And their company structure, I'm terrible with PowerPoint actually, so I elected to draw the company structure. And in the centre, they've got this thing that they call a win centre that manages all the deals. And then they've got three different verticals in their business. One is health, one is finance, one is central government, and in each of these silos, they have something that they call a managing partner. Now, the managing partner is somebody who's ex-industry, so in the healthcare space, it's a CIO of a healthcare trust, and their job is to sort of shape the conversation and shape the marketing and be a support for the salespeople when they're out with the clients. Then they have a business development director. The business development director's job is to manage the sales team in each of those vertical silos, and also to look at the strategic sort of TAC map for each territory. So if let's say I have no idea, but if let's say there are 200 NHS trusts, the BDD's job is to figure out who's going to go to what, work with the managing partner about the messaging, and manage the salespeople, the BD resource in each of those pools. And as you can see from the coloured in bit that's coloured in yellow, they're recruiting a BDD for health, business development for health. They're recruiting a management partner for finance and a BD in finance, and they're recruiting a BDD for central government. And the roles, to continue the conversation, they're new business, there is support, but the buck stops with you. Interestingly, the person I'm recruiting for, I was talking to him about it, and he said, Mike, he said, my biggest account is actually one of the dormant accounts or one of the low spending accounts that we had, that I've just grown into being a massive spending account with us. He said, I've got a colleague who works in healthcare, and actually what he has done is just pure new business. He's gone out and won loads of little deals, and then he's turning each of those into accounts themselves. It's hybrid. They've got an office in London and one in Manchester. They do win and retain accounts. Target is around £2 million. Clearly that depends on the job function, and the managing partner roles don't actually have a target. And they're looking at a minimum of 45% margin paid on total contract value. Excuse me, I've got a bit of hay fever kicking in. I would say the environment is very open. They're very honest and open with the communication style they have internally. Some people aren't going to like that, because if you're a salesperson being behind target, they're going to tell you the truth. But to put that into perspective, the health guy, he didn't sell anything for 9 months. They didn't fire him. They supported him. Same with one of the finance guys. What they're looking for is somebody who sold digital transformation services. So you should know what that is. I shouldn't need to explain that to you. That is big chunks of services around digital transformation. I think they're going to hire somebody who's a confident communicator. The environment is sort of borderline robust. Like I say, it's not a shouty, fiery environment, but they need somebody who's going to fit into their open environment. And then from a vertical perspective, you need to have relevance to the different verticals, or the different vertical to which you're applying. Package is 80 to 140k basic. That does depend on the actual role itself. There is a big opportunity to overachieve. And actually, where does this take you? This company's growing, and with that will come opportunities. Also, it might be that, let's say you work for a small VAR. This is actually a step more into the consulting transformation world, which, as long as I've done this job that's where you're going to find the biggest packages. My contact details are on the screen. Also, I've added the email address of one of my colleagues, Jo. It's unlikely you'll speak to Jo, but in case you get an email from her, that's her email address. Thank you. Hopefully speak to you soon.